Hogwarts Legacy arrives on February 10, 2023, but with the most unfortunate timing. When it began development, it was arguably the Harry Potter video game adaptation that longtime fans wanted, with a vast open world, spell-based combat, unique learning, diverse characters, and the ability to embody yourself, the initial abilities of a witch or wizard. Unfortunately, public perception of the Harry Potter series has changed over the years since Avalanche Software and Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment created the Hogwarts Legacy development team thanks to author J.K. Constant, intense discrimination, Harry Potter and the Wizarding World in 2023. What began with Rowling's misguided statements implying that the rights of transgender people and their desire to be respected somehow infringed on the rights of cisgender women quickly turned into open criticism of the transgender community and denial of harm. Since 2020, Rowling has gone from questioning the definition of a woman to calling transgender people criminals who can commit rape. She also makes frequent anti-trans posts on Twitter, referring to herself as a TERF, and often attacks fans who try to explain away the harm she has caused and tries to get them bullied by her rabid fan base. Despite frequent pleas from the trans community to leave them alone, Rowling continues to double down on her beliefs and tarnish the legacy of Harry Potter, many people's favorite childhood tales. When asked how she slept at night knowing she had alienated her entire fan base, her official smug response was, "I looked at my last royalty check and the pain went away pretty quickly." This is largely why Hogwarts Legacy is in an extremely difficult and unenviable situation. Although truly developed in the heat of Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts, it now exists after a scene created only by Rowling's hapless, ignorant beliefs and wiles that refuse to acknowledge her. How much damage was done to determine the period? Those who want to get involved in the game must consider the harm, whether that means withdrawing support altogether, separating the creation from Rowling, or choosing to support other causes. Those looking to contribute to a more worthy cause should consider donating to the Equality Project and other important charities currently working to support transgender people in Australia, or the National Center for Transgender Equality in the US. While this won't diminish Rowling's influence, it will help transgender people in need. Position on the Hogwarts Legacy development team. Avalanche Software and part of Warner Bros. Both Interactive Entertainment and Interactive Entertainment have taken small steps away from Rowling's point of view in an effort to protect the project from her harm. The Q in a section on the Hogwarts Legacy website makes it clear that she was not involved in the project, although her Wizarding World team acted as an intermediary for legend creation and story guides. In 2021, in response to Rowling's views, Avalanche confirmed that it was possible to create transgender characters in games so that everyone can embody their chosen self. This can be found in the game's creation menu, where you can choose between witch or wizard status, regardless of gender identity and appearance. Characters are created simply, with no gender references other than binary witch or wizard. Despite these welcome steps, it's hard to engage with the Hogwarts Legacy beyond Rowling's shadow casting. In a recent publisher-led preview, we were treated to 3 unique gameplay segments totaling 1.5 hours, and while we were impressed with everything the game had to offer, from exploration to combat, it was still hard to tell the difference from the game. They should at least be noted in the title overlay. Legacy of Hogwarts, Game Preview Impressions. Our preview of Legacy of Hogwarts begins with a brief dive into a custom character build with lots of male and female faces, but no real respect for gender. You can choose your character's face shape, voice, eye color, hairstyle, name and witch or wizard name. The last step is just to decide on the dorm decoration. There is no face shaping system, but there are plenty of face options to suit your preferences. According to Avalanche Software, the main goal of this character creator is to give players the freedom to choose their preferred gender and appearance. So far, Avalanche's message around the game has focused on the power of inclusion and representation, subtly resisting Rowling's influence, so to speak, but without violating. Whatever the reason for the image maker's debauchery, it is very popular. After a short cinematic sequence, our game continued to Hogwarts, the surrounding Quidditch pitch, the courtyard, and the soaring great halls. The grounds are beautiful and detailed, with colorful plants and grass adorning the ivy-covered buildings. This version of Hogwarts has been recreated, inspired by the books, not the movies. The castle towers are huge and stretch into the distance, exploring every nook and cranny. Beyond the city wall, the mountains stretch as far as the eye can see, and everywhere there is lush greenery and roaming students. Around the corner you can find a living plant dragon that responds to spells by spitting flowers. It's a magical space, especially when presented on PS5. Distant objects here have no noticeable pop or texture attenuation, and distant mountains and streams flowing through them are clearly visible. While the hands-on tour of the Hogwarts estate was strictly managed by Warner Bros. And PLAION, we were probably limited to exploring only the most finished and well-done areas. The freedom to explore the area was just that, wow, in all the intricate details. The interior of the grounds is just as impressive, with every brick and statue in Hogwarts main hall meticulously laid out. Also, the interior shows a restored version of the 19th century classical school. In the center, a fountain comes to life, decorated with moving mermaids. Various moving paintings work on the walls while players sing or ask them to solve mysteries. This part of the game presents a short task where the student asks the player character to find out why there is a blank canvas on the wall. What follows is an investigation that leads to a solution through spells, experiments, and curiosity. In a dark hall, outside the wonderful Flower Hall laboratory, the game's spectacular combat quickly comes into focus. Dueling is an important part of Hogwarts Legacy, and many students participate in the sport. While it makes for a tonally jarring combat system, after all, it's school-aged kids fighting using harsh and destructive magic, it's hard to deny how good the combat is. Unlike other magic-oriented adventures, the game's magic spells carry real weight. The vibrations of the PS5 DualSense controllers help you land the punches, and each impact is really exciting and powerful. While video games use a melee system where every hit is immediate and satisfying, magic-based games often struggle to make the impact felt because the impact is often disconnected from your character. Hogwarts Legacy avoids these difficulties entirely, boasting a fluid combat system based on a real sense of power. Clicking is a devastating feeling, and the right combination of traffic is intensely satisfying. With 4 spells assigned to the main round, you can also combine powerful spells to create more violent, almost rhythmic attacks. As it turns out, dueling lessons at Hogwarts were crucial to the next part of the game shown, a short trip from campus to Horntail Hall, a secret battlefield where poachers of magical creatures use their abilities in battle. To move through this hall, the player can choose his method, invisibility using invisibility magic, or a strong blow with the wand first. A combination of the two seems best, an approach that allows you to sneak into populated areas and target enemy mages. Even in the weirdest scenarios, the game's combat is impressive. When an attack is imminent, you'll see an aura that warns you of danger, allowing you to quickly roll and dodge. Even when you're around, you can usually pull a few tricks out of your bag, shattering enemy shields with powerful spells and destroying them with powerful explosions. Mastering these combinations is somewhat of a challenge, but it's a very accessible system and allows for a lot of creativity and variety. It's easy to fall in love with the combat, which combines with the in-depth exploration of Hogwarts Legacy to create an adventure that seems to have magic around every corner. Even in this limited preview, the creativity and ingenuity of the Hogwarts Legacy is evident. It's the game longtime fans have been waiting for decades, an open-world adventure driven by today's technological advances and love of detail. It should be such a tribute to the world of Harry Potter, but unfortunately it isn't. Hogwarts Legacy is a game with a severe case of right place, wrong time. It should be given the chance to breathe, and to exist as a standalone adventure that breathes new life into a beloved childhood franchise. Instead, its post-launch oxygen is likely to be sucked up by its connection to the Harry Potter source material and creator J.K. Rowling's transphobia. Avalanche Software and Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment have clearly poured a lot of time, labor, and love into this adventure, crafting a period tale filled with intrigue and hooks that should buoy it along its rumored 35+ hour runtime. There are intricacies in this tale well worth exploring, and a level of detail that eclipses expectations. That said, there remains a long shadow over the game, one that it's unlikely to escape, even with all the magic in its world. Hogwarts Legacy is set to launch on the 10th of February 2023 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and Windows PC. It will land on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch at a later date. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and support my channel.